Welcome to the session, and I hope all of you guys are doing good. So let's get started with today's session. So today we are going to talk about ChatGPT, one of the applications of generative AI, and how we can leverage this for our day-to-day tasks, how we can use this and improve our productivity in the entire day-to-day life cycle. So first of all, how to get this particular application? You have to go to openai.com. That is the website which you have. And once you go to that, you have to go to products and you have to go to ChatGPT login. ChatGPT is one of the front end where this type of page will be coming in. There are various models which are available, 4.0, 4.0 with Canvas and so on. O1 is the new model coming in. So once you log in with this option of ChatGPT login, you will get access to this. There are various plans available. One is the personal plan and second is the business plan. Personal plan will cost you around $20 per month. If you are not using any plan, then also you will use ChatGPT, but there are certain limitations. For example, this attachment option, which is not gonna be there. So if you want to attach any file and you want to go ahead and do some analysis on that, you cannot do that. But for the initial understanding of the software, this is pretty much okay if I don't have this attach option. In this particular session, I'll give you some of the use cases, what all we can do using ChatGPT and how it is going to help us. Plus, at the same time, I am going to talk about briefly on this API as well, how API is going to help for creating our own applications. So we'll spend some time here. So we'll spend some time here on this particular screen. First of all, if you ask anything to this particular ChatGPT screen, it is going to respond. For example, let's say I want to write an email to my client or maybe to anyone, to my manager about my promotion. I am looking for a promotion. So I want to write an email, an official email. So this is like some of the reusable tasks which can be done by ChatGPT. So here I can give the entire prompt. And based on that prompt, it is going to generate the entire email. For example, I worked for last 1 year on various projects like Celgene, MX, and increased the client productivity. I'm seeking for a promotion. Based on my performance. Write an email to my manager, Vinod, and sign the email as Rahul. So here it is going to write the entire email where you can see that it is giving the end. I just gave certain text, which is like 3 lines of text, and it is amplifying it. It is increasing the text based on what situation I gave. And you can see that the outcome is coming in. I can give proper pointers as well that I worked for Celgene and I increased the productivity by 3x times, reduce the expenses. So I can give the entire tangible outcomes as well from the project. And based on that, it is going to give me the output. And if you want, you can make some changes. You can ask that, okay, I'm not satisfied with this particular output. So you can just here click on bad response, thumbs down, or you can edit your prompt from clicking in this. You can give some more pointers and you can resubmit the prompt. So writing the emails, creating the resume is, for example, let's say I want to create a resume, or let's say I'm having one document, which is a resume. Let's say I'm uploading one resume here. So this uploading option will be available when you are going with the paid version. So here I am uploading this. And let's say this is one of the resumes which we have. I want to know more detail about this resume, what is present in this resume and what all information we have. So we can ask for it. So give the brief understanding of the resume. What is the background and where this candidate is located. So I gave that input and here you can see that it's giving me the understanding about the entire resume. The candidate name is Pranshu and so on, other details coming in based out of Noida. So it is reading the PDF properly. Now, same way, let's say I'm having some data. For example, let's say I'm having one data that is tips.csv. Now I want to analyze this data. So I can say what's there in the file. So under the hood, it is running Python only. You can see that pd.read csv and it is trying to read the data. And based on that, it is giving me the understanding about what all columns are there. Here it is giving me some of the few initial rows as well for that data set. That is head command. Now I can ask, and it is giving me some suggestions as well. Analyze trends in the tips dataset, visualize average tip by gender. So here I can give certain information. I can ask how many males and females are there. So it is again run a code under Python and it is going to give me the outcome that there are 157 males and 87 females are there. Let me know if you want to do further analysis. I can ask for creating the charts as well. Create a chart where I can see the total bill based on smoker and gender. So again, it is going to run a Python code. You can see that under the hood, it is running Python matplotlib. If you're coming from Python, you will be understanding what's going on. But under the hood, it is running the code on Python. And based on that, it is generating the chart where it is giving me the understanding about males and females denotes the color and yes, no denotes the smoking status. So here you can see orange is male and lighter orange is female. I can ask for changing the color as well, that I want the shades of green on the chart. So it will change the color, shades of color, and it will give me the output. I can very well export this chart and I can put it in the PPT as well, or I can ask. I can right click and I can save the chart, or I can click on this download. It will download the chart, or I can ask ChatGPT itself to generate the PowerPoint for this particular analysis. Let's do certain analysis and then we'll create the presentation for the same. So these are some of the reusable tasks which we can do. Again, it's a new application, ChatGPT. It's almost 1 year old. But as of now, we are not sure how OpenAI is treating the data which we are passing. So as of now, it is not advisable to pass the sensitive data to this application. That's why many companies are creating their own applications, own AI models, which can help to get the output. But for practice purpose, we can pass the practice like sample data and we can play around with that. To do some important analysis on this same data set and give me 5 insights with the charts and export the chart in the PPT with conclusion. So again, I'm giving certain prompt, and based on that, I'm going to get the outcome. So here you can see it's analyzing. It will take a bit of time because we are looking for 5 insights. So this particular application you can use quite extensively for a lot of things. Obviously for creating the emails, creating the resumes, creating some messages. If you want to create a blog on certain topics, I always tell my learners that now this application is with you. So you can very well create the blogs based on your background, and you can start putting in on LinkedIn. You can create a lot of content using this. You can go and you can check it out. That content created by the machine is good or not. Is it making sense or not? And then you can publish that to the larger audiences. Let's say I'm into teaching and I am creating a lot of content for my learners using this particular application as well. A lot of tests, a lot of PPTs, a lot of content, which help my learners to understand the entire content easily. So these are some of the things which we can do. Suppose let's say you are working for a client and you want to understand the data and come up with some insights based on that data. So obviously I cannot directly put that data in this because we are not sure how the OpenAI is treating. But what we can do is we can give this machine an idea that we are having these type of columns, these type of data. So what all insights I can generate from that data. So we can create some dummy data, and based on that dummy data, we can ask ChatGPT that what all things we can do. So here you can see the presentation coming in. Let me download this. Here is the tips presentation. And here you can see that outcome is coming in with males tends to give slightly higher average tip compared to females. That is the first conclusion. The total bill is highest on Sundays, indicating peak restaurant activity. Smoker gives lower average tips compared to non-smokers. Dinner bills are significantly higher than lunch bills. The chart is not coming in. We have to ask for it again. There is a positive correlation between total bill and tip amount. So these are the insights which we got from the data set. Rather than me doing all those analysis, I am just asking machine to do that. So that is again one of the interesting tasks which we can do. Let's go to Amazon and let's take some of the feedbacks. Let's say this is the laptop which I want to purchase, for example. So I'll go to the feedback here. Here at the bottom, you will get the feedbacks as well. Let's say I'm looking for some negative feedbacks. It's asking for the password. Anyways, I don't remember it. But the idea here is that you can get the feedback. Oh, okay, anyways. You can copy that feedback and based on that, you will get the response also. It will help me understand. For example, let's say I'll try to get one feedback. Give me a second. Or let me write one feedback, let's say. We went to the restaurant and ordered pizza. It was very bad in taste. The service was not good. Overall ambience was good. This is the feedback. Give me the understanding about the feedback. Is it positive or negative. Also, okay, let me first ask this. So here you can see a response coming in. I just gave a list of feedbacks and you can see the output coming in. Overall, the sentiment is negative. Points overweigh the single positive point, making the feedback predominantly negative. So now I will say, okay, write an email to the customer and write an apology email and give him a discount of 50% coupon code next 50 for the next visit. So here you can see based on what I gave, like whatever feedback I gave to the machine, it is going to write an email. Right? We delighted that you enjoyed the ambience, but regret that pizza and services didn't live up to standard. You can use the next 50 coupon, right? And it is going to give you the entire email. You can go and you can paste it. So this way we can get a lot of feedbacks. I can put that in the machine and based on that, the outcome will be coming in. So that is again one of the applications which we have. So whatever content you want to create, because I create a lot of resumes for my learners earlier, and it was taking a lot of time. But now it's very quick for me to generate content. For my clients, I want to create some of the documents. I have to create a lot of technical design documents. So I can give a dummy data and I give them the dummy architecture, and based on that, a detailed document gets created as well. So a lot of reusable tasks which I had to do in my day-to-day work, I can very well use ChatGPT for doing the same. I don't have to worry about spending time on thinking about the content and generating the content. So blog building, website creation, code creation. For example, let's say I want to create a code on Python. I have certain requirement. I have a certain requirement and I want to go and I want to write a code for the same. For example, let's say I want to create a banking application using Python, object-oriented programming language. And let's say I'm not very much comfortable in Python. So I can take help from ChatGPT and ChatGPT will generate the code. For example, let me create a code here. Write a banking application using Python, object-oriented programming language, where I can give the requirements, where there will be an option of creating an account, uh, closing an account, deposit, withdraw. I just gave 2 lines of prompt. It is always advisable to give a prompt which is like very much detailed and machine will not have to generate the content again and again. As of now, here there is no cost involved, only $20 which I have given. That is the cost. But when you are using API, we are going to discuss about this product called API as well. At that time, it is advisable to give the correct prompts or break the prompts into chain of prompts so that there will not be any overloading on the machine. And because if I break it, I can conquer, I can get the proper outcome. So it is always advisable to create a prompt in a way that I don't have to rewrite the prompts again and again because that will be a cost when we are using the APIs. So here you can see that the entire application coming in. It's almost a good line of code. I can just copy this code and I can open up the Jupyter notebook and I can execute. It will run perfectly fine. So here you can see I'm opening up the Jupyter notebook. and I'm pasting the code here, and you can see that it is running perfectly fine. Enter your choice. I want to create an account. Enter the account number. I'm giving the number, account holder name, initial deposit amount 0. That's it. So my account got created. Now I want to deposit. So 3. Enter the account number, how much amount you want to deposit. So my balance is this much. Again, it is asking for it. Let's say I want to withdraw account number. I want to withdraw $2,000. I am getting the error insufficient funds because I deposited $1,500 and I'm asking to withdraw $2,000. And again, 6 is the exit. It will exit from the code. So that is how we can create a code. And now, for example, I created this. Let's assume that this is the code which I have created, but I made certain mistakes which I am not able to rectify, and my code is failing. So I can directly ask that my code is failing. Identify the error and highlight the same so that I will understand. So now what it will do, it will identify the entire error. You can see here the missing colon, which is this one, or I think this one, and second also. So it is here you can see, right, fixed colon. And I removed the colons from two position. So that is what you can see here. There is a missing colon and here there is a missing colon. So now this code is coming in again and with all the errors fixed. I can just copy this code once the code will generate. So code is generated. I can just copy this code and I can paste it again and it will run perfectly fine. Right. One more thing which we as a developer used to do, and we have to do it. We have to comment in each line of a code what this code is doing so that end user will understand. And that is the manual task which we had earlier. But now I can very well pass this code and I can say that in each line of a code, or I can say, give a proper commenting, give a proper commenting on the code so that end user will understand what's going on in the code line. So now it will give me a proper comment. Here you can see initialize the bank account with account number. Here, what this particular function is doing, deposit the specified amount. Then here you can see withdraw the specified amount, display the current balance, initialize the bank with empty dictionary, and so on. So proper commenting is coming in, which is again helping my end user to understand what code is doing. And that was a manual task earlier. We had to do it manually. We have to, there can be a chance that I am missing that putting a comment at certain position. But now I can take help from AI and I can generate those content as well. One more interesting use case which we have. This is the code which I created in Python. When I was working for Deloitte, we had a requirement that there was a SaaS application and we had to convert all the SaaS code from SaaS to Python is what the requirement was. We have to convert the entire code. So first of all, we have to understand the entire logic behind the code, which is written on SaaS. And the idea is what? The idea is I have to go ahead and I have to convert that to Python. So it's a time consuming process because we have to first understand what's the logic behind the SaaS code and then we have to rebuild that in Python. But now it is simple. If I'm having one code in one certain programming language and I want to convert that to another programming language, I can very well do that. For example, this is the code which we have written on Python programming and I want to create this code in R programming. So I can very well say and give the prompt that convert this entire logic in R programming. So it will rebuild the code, but this time it is using R programming. It is not using the Python programming. So it is understanding the logic of the Python code and it is converting that logic into R. So that is again a faster process, which usually take a lot of time, but now we can use our models, the AI models to solve that. So that is again one of the use cases as a developer. If you want, you can create your websites. You can create the HTML code for website. Again, I am not a website developer, but you can ask for creating a nice page or a website using HTML. It can help me to do that. Let me show you one. So here you can see the code converted from Python programming to R programming. Create a one pager website where I want to showcase the skills you are going to learn after this OpenAI ChatGPT session. Create the code in Python. Sorry, create the code in HTML for my website. Give the proper content and pictures as well. I want the site to be ready, the one pager site. Let's see, I gave the prompt. There can be a chance that I may not get the proper outcome as per my requirement, but at least it will give me a certain initial skeleton of the code. I can fine tune that later on. So here you can see something coming in. We don't have the understanding of HTML, but looks like it's trying to build something good, right? Python programming, Python basics, data structures, web development, a lot of things coming in. Let's see what's the outcome will be. So here you can see, yeah, the code is completed. Let me copy this code and let me put it in the notepad. And I will save it in the HTML. Test. So in the desktop, you will see this thing. And you can see this is looking nice, right? Unlock the skills after your ChatGPT session. What you will learn, you'll get certain box type of structure. So overall, it is giving me a nice outcome, which we were not expecting. Right. So that is again one of the use cases which we have. We can fine tune this. It's just an initial set of code which they have given. We can fine tune that. And overall, it is looking good. So that is again one of the use cases which we have. We can create a lot of content. We can create a lot of codes. We can create a lot of texts based on what the requirement is. Now, this is the idea of this screen. That is your ChatGPT screen. And again, you can think of a lot of use cases, right? If you are looking for practicing Python, you want certain complicated questions, you can ask ChatGPT, it will generate that. Let's say I want to create 5 multiple choice questions with answers on Python. So it will generate 5 questions. You can specifically mention on which topic you want to generate the questions. It will generate that. Right. So that is the idea again we have. Here you can see 5 questions coming in and answer is also coming in. So that is about this screen. You can think of whatever we have written. We can share this link as well for future. I can create the link. And if I ping you this link on the chat, you can also use this as your reference. Chat somehow it's not opening up, so I'm not able to share that. But you can very well save your previous chats and later on you can leverage that. Now, next product which I want to talk about is API login, API. Now, what is the API and what is the use of API, right? So API is basically nothing but application programming interface, which we have. Let me share my screen again. So the idea is what? The idea is that you can use the API. Basically, you can use the power of OpenAI models. Give me a second. What's going on? Okay. Yeah. So basically, you can use the power of OpenAI models with your application. For example, let's say I want to create my own chatbot, right? For example, let's say there is one database in my business. This database is a MySQL database. There are a lot of information about my, let's say, employees. My interest is I want to create one application which will hit this database and give me certain output from the database. I will have one front end where I will ask questions in English or any language. It will hit the database and it will throw the output. For example, I want to ask how many employees are there. It will hit the database. It will write the SQL query, select count star from employees table, and then it will throw the output. So that type of application also you can create. Basically, from a database, if you want to get any output, you can do that. I created one application, although as of now, this application is not working because I have to change the APIs and all, but I'll show you the front end for the same. So this is the application. Streamlit run. Give me a second. Streamlit run. So here you can see this is the application. As of now, it will not run because you will get a lot of errors here. Yeah, I think I need to fix this. But the idea was this. I wanted to create an application which will hit MySQL database. Let me show you the code. This one. Or let me run another application. Give me a second. Let's see if it is running or not. Same problem. Unknown database. Okay, let me do one thing. Workbench. Because there is no database present, I dropped the database. That is why this problem coming in. Let me create one database. HR. So HR is there now. Let me rerun this. Now you can see this is the page coming in. This is what I wanted to show you. Though I cannot run the code for now. The reason is I have to change the APIs and all. But here I can write the query in English. How many employees are there? And I can submit it. It will throw me the outcome. As of now, I just created the database. HR where there is no table associated. So that's why it will not run. Plus, I have to change the APIs as well. I'll show you where to change the API. So this is my HR code. This is my API key. This API key is basically nothing but it is coming from the API login, which I have shown you here. This one, you have to log in here and you have to generate your API. This API will be a cost. This API will be a cost because whatever prompt you are giving to the machine and whatever prompt machine will learn and throw the output based on that, the cost coming in because machine will have to understand the prompt. So that will be a cost and machine will throw the outcome as well. So that will be a cost also. That's why you have to pass the proper prompt. That is necessary. Because if you are not passing the proper prompt, in that case, you have to pass the multiple prompts and that will be a cost. That's why there are a lot of huge amount of requirement of prompt engineers because they want those guys who can write the prompt properly. So here you can see dashboard, you will find somewhere API keys here and you can generate your new key. So this is my key which got generated and this key I have to replace here. That's it. Right. So I have given the key. Although there is no table, but let me try to run something. Here you can see. So some of the changes I have to do because this application I created last year. Some of the modifications I have to do. In OpenAI packages, they want certain changes. So all those changes I have to do because they have come up with the latest version of OpenAI package. So basically, when you are running OpenAI API, you should have the OpenAI package as well in Python. So here you can see that. OpenAI module is there, which is 1.54.3. That is the latest version which I have. But in this code, the package which I'm using is 0.28 version. So there are certain changes happened. So that I have to take care of. Right. So that I have to again rebuild and I have to recreate this application. But again, the idea is that you can very well create your own chatbots. For example, let's say you are having your own website and you want to create a chatbot. You can integrate this chatbot with OpenAI and OpenAI will take care of your chatbot logics. You don't have to build your own customized chatbot if you're okay with giving that prompts to OpenAI. If not, then obviously you have to create our own large language models. So that is what many of the companies are doing these days. So that is again one of the use cases which we have. So API is basically nothing but you can integrate any of the outside application with the power of OpenAI. For example, Excel. Your Excel should be 365. And in the Excel, you will get an option of connecting OpenAI as well. You have to pay certain cost for it. There is an option of add-ins. Once you click on the add-ins, there are certain GPT add-ins are available. Some of the add-ins I have. For example, you can see GPT for Excel Word. There are certain credits which you have to purchase. So you have to log in here and you have to buy certain credits, which will cost this much. And based on that, you can leverage the power of OpenAI models as well in Excel. Same you can do in the Google Sheets also. If you are using Google Sheets, there also you can very well integrate the power of OpenAI models. There also you have to pay a certain cost. So you can go here, look for extension. You can download the extension from here, get add-ons, but here I already have it. GPT for Sheets and Docs. You can very well open this, enable GPT function. All those options are there, billing and all. So there is a cost involved, which you can, again, it's purely based on your needs. If there is a requirement, then you can purchase that. Company will take care of it. If not, then that's fine. But that is the option which is also available. So you have to pass your GPT, you have to pass your API token, right? Here there is an option of passing the API token as well, API keys, and you have to pass that key which we just generated, right? So that we can pass and we can just save it. But yes, there is a cost involved. You have to purchase certain credits, and based on that you can run. There are various functions available. If you go and look for functions or documentations, here you will get the entire documentation. Setting up the API keys, GPT functions, use the GPT functions. A lot of functions are available. Here, the detailed documentation is also available. So there is a function called GPT. As of now, I think it will not work because I don't have the credit, but let's see. Hi, how are you? So here you can see I am just the computer program, so I don't have feelings, but I am here and ready to help you. How can I assist you today? So it's now integrated. I passed my API key here. I passed my API key here, and now your ChatGPT is ready to play with Excel. There are a lot of functions which you can play around with, and you can get a lot of insights. I can ask a lot of things. For example, let's say give me 5 taglines for my IT company. Again, one of the use cases, you can generate a lot of text directly on the Excel as well. So these are certain taglines coming in. Same I can do for Word document also. In the Word document as well, we have the extension GPT for Sheet and Doc launch. I already changed the API key there in the Excel, so I don't have to change it here. I can just ask, create a blog on MySQL joins and give example so that layman can understand. Also give the queries so that end user can play around with the same. So I gave the prompt and it will generate the entire blog. Okay, so it's asking for the API key. So let me reset my API key. Set the API key. Your OpenAI API key cannot be used at the moment. You can check while trying problem. Okay, I think there's some problem here that we need to fix. But again, that is one of the use cases you can very well pass. I need to check what's the problem, but we can generate the text in the Google Doc also. So basically we are using the API. We are using the power of API. And this API will be a cost. Whenever I am giving a prompt, API will understand what's going on, what is the prompt, and based on the prompt, the outcome will be coming in. So input is a cost, output is also a cost. So your prompt should be as good as possible, as clear as possible, or as we say, break it and conquer it, right? So create multiple prompts one by one. First, you get one information. On top of that, do certain other task. On top of that, another task, and so on, so forth. You can do like that also. That will again save a lot of cost. Here you have the usage, how much usage happened. And for example, if you see in the previous months, so quite few months, there is no cost. But if you go in the initial months, right, you will see a lot of usage. Okay, it was from my another account, so you will not see usage here. Right? So you can get the idea that how much cost is happening, and you can plan your entire prompts and all accordingly. So that is about the OpenAI models, which people are using quite extensively, getting a lot of insights, getting a lot of content, creating a lot of content, and at the same time taking a lot of help on the day-to-day task, which is helping them to improve the productivity. So you can very well use this. Don't give your sensitive data because as of now, we are not sure how it is going to behave based on your sensitive data. If you want to play around and you want to get some ideas about your projects and all, create some dummy data and ask machine that this type of data I have. How can I go and come up with certain insights, or how if I can do insight building or whatever. What is the end goal, right? I can apply machine learning and all as well, right? For example, let's say I have one regression data. This is my data set and I want to create a regression machine learning model. And at the same time, I want the Python file as an outcome also. So I can ask that also. So create a machine learning model to predict profit based on the features and do entire EDA in detail and create the linear regression model. Also give me the outcome of the matrices like R square, adjusted R square, MSC, RMSC, MAE, and MAPE, and export the outcome as a .ipynb file. That is the Python notebook file. So I give the entire prompt and it is going to work on, you can see we have R&D spend, administration, marketing spend, state, and profit. So I want to predict the profit based on these features. So machine will do that. It's first of all letting me know that what all steps machine is going to perform. The dataset appear to be about startup companies with features like R&D spend, administration, marketing, state, and profit. Here is the plan. Performing the EDA, pre-process the data, train the linear regression, export the result, and save comprehensive notebook. Here you can see the entire EDA coming in, creating the proper plots, key insights, and then finally generating the model. So all those things can be done just with certain prompt and the outcome will be coming in. So here you can see the matrices, adjusted R square value coming out to be 89.89, right? Adjusted MSC, RMSC, all the values coming in. And now it is finally exporting the IPYNB file, which I can play around with. Right, so all the tasks, simple tasks, complex tasks, all the tasks I can do, I can play around with and I can get the insights. Although as of now, I cannot use sensitive data, but yes, we can get the idea and we can leverage that. So here you can see the final IPYNB file coming in and I can very well open that in the Jupyter notebook, linear regression profit prediction. So in the downloads, you will have the linear regression profit prediction. This is the file. And here you can see the entire code coming in. I just have to run the code and I'll get the output. Right. So that is one more use case. Also, I have one more thing which is not present here. Just give me a second. I'll give you that also. Yeah. This is the link which can be used for your reference. Those guys who are coming from non-coding background and they want to understand how the coding is happening. So here you can see, uh, let's take a simple example. I want to create a code for calculating the factorial of a number. Create the flowchart for the same. I want to take care of positive and negative numbers. So it will generate the entire prompt. I'm impressed with the ChatGPT generation output, how accuracy and how far we can trust. You have to, again, you are generating the outcome, then you have to just do a quick check from your side as well. As per my experience, it is looking good. The outcome which you are getting is good. As such, there is not a very much difference. But yes, some of the mathematical calculations, I see that ChatGPT is goofing up. So that we have to take care of. So here you can see the entire flow chart coming in, and you can go to the website and it will show you the entire flow chart. So for the initial days of programming, you can leverage this application as well for generating the flowcharts, and based on that, you can create your codes. So it is a pay per prompt system. So if yes, how much it is? You can go to the OpenAI website and you can check the cost as well. Here you will get the option of pricing. Here you can check the cost. What is the cost, right? 2.5 million for 1 million input tokens. So here you will get the entire costing. Is OpenAI API safe to use since it has access to our database? That is what I'm saying. As of now, you cannot trust because we are not sure how it is behaving. That's why many companies are creating their own LLMs. But for practice purpose, this MySQL is just my local database with just some of the dummy data. So as such, I don't have any problem. For practice purpose, I am creating the application. If it is taking this data, I don't have any problem because it's just the open source data which I have. So I'm okay with that. So practicing purpose, you can play around with that, but for the real time, obviously that's a concern that you have to check with the companies. Company are creating their own APIs, own LLMs. So that is why they are coming up with their own their own LLMs and not using OpenAI. Okay, so that is the idea which I wanted to give you. I hope this gave you certain insights. That is what I wanted to cover. Any doubts you have now, you can let me know. But you can see this app, this is nice, right? I was not expecting a good website like this. So if you are not coming from a coding website type of application, like you are not coming from a website development, then this is good. So any doubts, you can ping me on the chat and I will take that. Okay, I'm getting the chats bit late. Can I ask prompt itself to ChatGPT and then use it for further OpenAI? You can ask that, yes. Yeah, so Delhi is also one of the models which we have. So Delhi is basically for creating the pictures, right? For example, let's say I want to here you can select create image. So that is running on top of Delhi. So I want to create an image, for example, create a picture to wish all of you a happy new year, for example. where kids are enjoying and celebrating New Year on the beach with full moon and mountains are also there. Right, so I just gave the prompt for creating the picture, and here you can see what will happen. Can we create applications using ChatGPT which will be completely in isolated network which does not have any internet access? I'm not sure what you're asking here. Is there any course for prompt engineering? There should be. You can check with the support team. Can ChatGPT pull data from Google pages and analyze or create report? Yes. Here now they have given this option of searching and adding the website as well. So that option is available. You can connect to the websites also. Here you can see the picture coming in. So based on my prompt, you can see this is what the picture coming in. So you can fine tune that. You can give proper prompts and based on that, you can generate the pictures. So Delhi is the model which is helping me to create the pictures. And what all models are available, you can directly go to the website and you can get all the documentation. They have given a good, nice documentation. You will get that in this documentation, all the models and types of models. The demo which I have shown is of the paid version, yes. But with if you are not having the paid version, still you can give the prompts and you will get the texts. You cannot attach the files and all in that. Right. Apart from that, you will do a lot of things. Generating the content will not be a challenge in the free version. When I'm pinging on the chat, then only I am getting the chat. That's why I'm pinging this hi and cool, all those things. Can I get the recording? Yeah, you will get the recording, I guess. Please check with your support team and they will share it. All right, so we'll see you in the next session. Till then, take care, guys. Have a nice day. No, image generation is again from the paid version. Right? Image generation is from the paid version. All right, thanks, guys. Take care.